Hello everyone, this is my first video on this channel, so I will be sort of giving out introductions on how my channel will work. If you want to know more about my experience in robotics, then check out my About section of my channel, but otherwise, let's get right into it. So, what I will be teaching in this channel is sort of the advanced fundamentals of robotics, along with the concept behind it. This is what my channel is idolizing around, and if you have any suggestions on what to put as content or improve, please put them in the comments. In this video, I will specifically teach the two basic categories of robot operations and important topics to consider before building or programming your robot. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the two basic robot operations are teleop and autonomous. Teleop is when a human is operating a robot with a device, for example, a remote controller, mobile device, and etc. To make sure the robot is in sync, the driver can either tether the device to the robot or wirelessly control the robot. Both have their flaws, but connecting is preferred to stop abrasion with the tether. But wireless also has flaws like unstable network that can cause disruption to the robot movements. Now let's talk about autonomous. Autonomous mode is when a robot is not being operated by a human, but instead is a preset code that allows it to complete a certain task. There are two types of autonomous modes. Logic controlled, which simply relies on measurements and specific movements in the code, like go forward 1 foot, put down the arm 2 feet, etc., etc. And behavior-based is more of a stimulated code based off preset values and sensors that allow it to just change along with the environment. So if it's getting closer to fire and it detects with the thermal sensor, oh no, it's getting closer to fire, then the robot can automatically use behavior-based logic and go away from the fire or extinguish it. So now let's talk about what to consider with your robot. So there are 5 basic questions and 5 core skills for the robot that I will be talking about. So let's talk about the 5 basic questions. So the first thing to consider is what type of robot is needed in your scenario. And that's basically explaining what based off like the arena, and that also ties with the second question. What is the robot exactly going to do? Where is the robot going to do it is another question to consider, like the terrain, so that you don't use wrong terrain and wrong materials for the wrong terrain so that your robot extremely messes up. Instead, you have to consider where is the robot going to do it. How is the robot going to do it is an important question too, like the code behind it, and it also ties with the last question. How will the robot be programmed? Using Java, C++, or just simple blocks. Core skills for the robot. These are necessary before building and programming. So number 1 is robot planning. How is everything going to work when put together? For example, not only about the driver, but also about like how the robot's going to put down its arm. Is it going to lift something up? So what is it going to have to do then? Next is programming. How will the robot be programmed? This is for like especially specific measurements like behavior-based programming or even just logic-based programming. These are important, like how will the robot be programmed? But this is normally after you build the robot. Motor work. This is important for how certain motors will be used on the robot. Like you want more stronger motors for your wheels instead of for your arm, because your wheels need to hold up the whole robot and move the entire robot, so you will need stronger motors. That's why motor work is important. Decisions. How will the this kind of ties with robot planning. So how will the robot navigate around the field that it's designated to? This is important, especially when considering about the field and all. And instructions. How will your robot be given instructions? This overall ties back to the programming, and this is basically saying how will our robot be given instructions just based off the code. So thank you guys for watching this video. It was kind of a shorter video, but this is my first video, and subscribe to my channel. Remember to subscribe and like to my channel, and tell me what robot program you also participate in. Just put it down there for fun. And if you have any questions, please just add them in the comments, and don't forget to follow and like some of my posts on my Instagram channel. Thanks.